Week 5 of the 2021 NFL season is set to kick off here tonight between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks in a great NFC West showdown. It should be a close game. I honestly don't know who's going to win, but hey, the beauty of this is we're going to show you our weekly picks, what you guys believe on Instagram, who's going to win that game, and also I had to pick a side, but either way, it could go Seahawks, could go Rams. But we appreciate you guys joining us on this wonderful Thursday morning. My name is Hassan Khan, the host of this show that we like to call Time2Football. Glad you guys can be joining us here on this episode. Continue to leave your thoughts, your comments, questions, any sort of ideas, opinions, whatever, suggestions. I don't care. Anything in the chat. And we, throughout the duration of the show, acknowledge you guys, interact with you guys. And we're actually going to have a whole segment dedicated later on, like we do every day, to answering any sort of viewer questions that you guys leave in the chat. So continue to do that on this episode. But yes, we wanted to open up by just previewing Thursday night football here tonight. The Rams lost their first game last week against the Arizona Cardinals, who look like they're very freaking legit. I mean, the Cardinals, the Rams, Seahawks, sometimes the 49ers. Is this the toughest division in football? We don't know yet. We don't know. I mean, you could argue it's that. You could also argue that the AFC West is one of the toughest divisions in football as well. So, hey, Rams, Seahawks should be a close one. And I think that the Seahawks, who are going to be hosting that game, I think Gerald Everett, if we want to recap any sort of news and notes and who's going to be available in this game, who's not going to be available, Gerald Everett, he's going to be available for this game, we think. He's still waiting on a COVID test to get approved, but he's off the COVID-19 list for now, and let's see if he's going to play in this game, and it's going to be a revenge game. So could Gerald Everett be one of those DFS daily fantasy flyers that you just take, and hey, maybe he's going to have a good game, maybe not. I know when he was on the Rams, and they faced in primetime the Seattle Seahawks, he had, 12 receptions, 181-yard game for the LA Rams. Who's not to think that he can't do that for the Seattle Seahawks against his former team? Revenge could be brewing. But just kind of going off of that Thursday night game. So DK Metcalf, he had a foot injury. There's no injury designation. DK Metcalf is good to go. Tyler Higbee had an ankle injury. He will play. He practiced fully on Tuesday. Now, someone that did not practice on Tuesday, this is big news. Chris Carson, running back for the Seattle Seahawks. Starting running back? Question mark. I mean, Alex Collins worked in really well, and after the game, Pete Carroll gave a lot of praise to Alex Collins, who's into a lot of Irish step dancing, tap dancing. Is it step dancing? Tap dancing? I don't know. Whatever. Alex Collins is going to be set to be the starting running back for the Seattle Seahawks if Chris Carson cannot go. That's big news. Dealing with a neck injury, Chris Carson could be out. So be on the lookout for that. Darrell Henderson, on the other side, their starting running back for the Rams, he's going to be playing. He practiced fully. He was available last week against the Arizona Cardinals. He's going to be good to go. He has no injury designation. He's fine. Completely fine. So Seahawks, Rams should be a good one. We'll see what happens between those two NFC West teams. Now, you guys are continuing to leave your comments. So I encourage you guys to do that. CHB, start Johnny Smith. Oh, hey, come on, dude. You're a loyal listener. Good morning. How you doing? Nice to meet you. All right, awesome. I met you before, but I just want to acknowledge that. Hey, say your good mornings. I'm a human. I'm not a robot. But to answer your question, I'll go ahead and do that. Start Johnny Smith, Mo Alley Cox, or Zach Ertz. You should not consider adding Mo Alley Cox. Dump him. If you added him, dump him. Jack Doyle, heck, even Kylan Granson could be better options at starting tight end than Mo Alley Cox. Dump him. Zach Ertz or Johnny Smith? Zach Ertz. Okay, so I was in this position in my draft, right, in my main league, where I wanted T.J. Hawkinson so bad, in the 5th round. And then one pick ahead of me, a guy took him. And I was like, dude, I would trade you my next pick, I'll trade you my 6th-round pick. I'll do anything to get TJ Hawkinson on my team. He declined. He was like, nah. And then after the draft, I tried to trade. He said no. So I was in this position where I was like, man, okay, well, there goes my strategy. If you guys are curious who I ended up taking with my 5th-round pick, it was Gus Edwards. Wish I had TJ Hawkinson instead. So, 16th round, I just decided, okay, Zach Ertz is probably the best tight end available on the board. I'm just going to take him. And I got a lot of crap for it. People saying, oh, Zach Ertz, he's old, he's broken, he's not good at football anymore. No, he is. He is. He's not Zach Ertz, top three tight end. But he's still freaking good. It doesn't matter if you think he's old or broken. Jalen Hurts loves him. And he's going to continue to target him. And that's why I would pick Zach Ertz over Jonnu Smith, over a Patriots offense that may not pass a lot against the Houston Texans. They might be up pretty big. And, I mean, just look at Jonnu Smith's numbers. Touchdown, but it was only 3 receptions, 14 yards. I mean, he's getting consistently 5 targets a game. So that's good. But Zach Ertz is going to continue to get more targets. So, hey, continue to leave your comments and your questions. I'm going to get to you guys throughout the duration of the show. But for now, let's catch you guys up on NFL news and notes that's going around the league. Biggest news, Stephon Gilmore has been traded from the New England Patriots to the Carolina Panthers. They announced that they were going to be releasing him, and then the Carolina Panthers were like, hold up. Whoa. Before the 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when it was going to be an official release, they were like, listen, what can we do to try to acquire Stephon Gilmore? Can we get a deal done? Hey, you're going to release him anyways. Let's give you a 6th-round pick. Not only that, let's give you not this year's 6th-round pick, but the next year's 6th-round pick. Why not? The finesse by the Carolina Panthers to acquire Stephon Gilmore. Now, he's still going to be ineligible to play based off of his injury, so we think it's going to be another few weeks or so until he suits up for the Carolina Panthers, but the Panthers are playing the long game. They think they're going to make the playoffs. They want Stephon Gilmore healthy for the postseason. It's a good move by the Carolina Panthers. Jalen Smith agrees to a 1-year deal by the Green Bay Packers. Yesterday, we broke the news that he was released by the Dallas Cowboys, and now he signs a 1-year deal with the Green Bay Packers. Justin Fields has officially been named the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears. It's his job to lose from this point forward. You could say, okay, well, Detroit Lions, maybe that's not the best performance that he had against a defense that's very depleted, but hey, Matt Nagy thinks otherwise. Matt Nagy loves Justin Fields moving forward. Well, I wouldn't say love. I mean, he was kind of debating between Andy Dalton, whatever. I think he finally swallowed his pride and was like, I know I want to go with Andy Dalton because of veteran deference and everything, but he saw something in Justin Fields that gave him the go ahead to name him the starter for the rest of the season. So Justin Fields going to be starting. Devontae Parker. Okay, there's a lot of injury news, by the way. So I'm just going to kind of rapid fire, try to get through as much as I can, and then we'll see where we're at. But Devontae Parker, shoulder injury. He was limited in practice. Had a shoulder injury. He may miss this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Gronk, speaking of the Buccaneers, still not practicing. Punctured lug. 4 broken ribs. Not practicing. TJ Hawkinson, tight end. Knee injury. Did not practice. Dalvin Cook, ankle injury. Not practicing. But he intends to play. Suffered in week 2. Was out week 3. Came back week 4. But he re-aggravated his injury. So Dalvin Cook probably is going to be a game-time decision. But he says, according to himself, he intends to play. So we'll see. Amari Cooper, hamstring injury, did not practice. If he can't go, then CeeDee Lamb will take over as the number 1 target. Michael Gallup, speaking of the wide receiver core, CeeDee Lamb is going to be the number 1 target because Michael Gallup, this was shut down by Mike McCarthy, who was eligible to return off of injured reserve by October 10th. Matchup against the New York Giants. Mike McCarthy came out and said, no, that's not going to happen. He's not going to be practicing this week. So that's already an indication that, okay, Gallup is not going to be suiting up for the Dallas Cowboys. Melvin Gordon, leg injury, did not practice, but Vic Fangio intends on Melvin Gordon playing in this game. Julio Jones did not practice, which is kind of surprising because we would think that Julio Jones would return to practice over A.J. Brown. But Julio Jones still out of practice, leg injury, while A.J. Brown was limited in practice because of a hamstring injury. So A.J. Brown could be the one to suit up. Julio Jones could miss this week. Chase Claypool, hamstring injury, but he was limited. So he missed last week. Good news for Steelers fans. He was limited in practice. He's going to be more than likely coming back this week. But their quarterback, Big Ben Roethlisberger, did not practice, dealing with pectoral issues and a hip issue now as well. But we know Big Ben, he toughs it out. So we'll see. Maybe this will give Steelers fans a chance to see Dwayne Haskins and see if he might be the better option for a Steelers offense that can't get things going. Maybe Ben Roethlisberger might be the best option. Who knows? We'll see. Jimmy Garoppolo, not ruled out just yet with a calf injury. We expect Trey Lance to start, but he did miss practice, so monitor that. Christian McCaffrey, the news that you guys have all been waiting for, was limited in practice. And even better news, he has a chance to suit up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Big news. Huge news. We thought he was going to miss. I know hamstring injuries. Usually hamstring injuries for running backs takes about 3-4 weeks. Christian McCaffrey is just built different. Could only take one game that he misses. Potentially. Could start for the Carolina Panthers here in Week 5. Jair Alexander, big-time name in the secondary for the Green Bay Packers. Shoulder injury, not practicing. That shoulder injury did not look that good either. So this is kind of expected. So expect Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins also is returned to practice as well. Could have big days against the Packers secondary. Logan Thomas, tight end for the Washington football team. He's going to be out for 4 weeks. Placed on injured reserve. He has a hamstring injury. Jerry Jeudy will return late October. Placed on injured reserve, dealing with a lower leg injury. He's set to return in late October. Antonio Gibson, he was sidelined on practice, as well as his counterpart, J.D. McKissick. He wasn't sidelined, but he was limited. So they're both dealing with injuries. Jarrett Patterson would be the next guy up for the Washington football team if both can't go. But we expect that Antonio Gibson, this was just a precautionary call by Ron Rivera to send him out of practice, dealing with the shin issue. J.D. McKissick as well, just kind of being cautious in that instance and just having them be limited. Now, Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard both are dealing with hamstring injuries. They were sidelined. They did not practice. They were officially written down as did not participate in practice, but they were on the side doing some workouts and doing some drills. So there is a chance that Slayton and Shepard could play this Sunday. However, being labeled as a did not practice participant early on Wednesday, it's going to have to be a game time decision to see. But Kadarius Toney would be the next guy up, who had 9 targets for 78 yards last week against the New Orleans Saints. Kind of a little bit underneath the radar. But if you're a Sterling Shepard or Darius Slayton owner in fantasy football and that's all you got, Kadarius Toney might be the best option that you want to pick up off the waivers. Anthony Miller, Texans traded for him from the Chicago Bears. He has been released. So he ends his tenure with the Houston Texans with 1 touchdown. Teddy Bridgewater won't practice, dealing with a concussion. That's huge news for Steelers fans who wants Teddy Bridgewater out of this game and Drew Lock in, because it's looking like Teddy Bridgewater is the better option for the quarterback position than Drew Lock. And then finally, Will Fuller has been placed on injured reserve, dealing with a broken finger. He's going to be missing some time. And that is your NFL news and notes for today. Got a little bit of sniffles, it seems like. Now let's get into one of our sponsors for today's show, Engineered Sleep. I've talked about Engineered Sleep a few times on this channel. Sleep is very important. I've been sleep deprived a lot with early on when setting up this channel, and I didn't really realize how important sleep was until I got some. And Engineered Sleep can be there to help you get your full night's rest. Did you know that you spend roughly a third of your life in bed? I need to do that. There's a lot of time, if you think about it, on average 6 to 8 hours a night and over 220,000 hours in a lifetime. Whoa. On top of that, if you're not getting quality sleep to rest and recover, it has a severe negative impact on your functionality the next day. Whether it's a test, meetings, presentations, or just everyday tasks, you want to be your best no matter what. The sleep experts at Engineer Sleep have been at it for the last 100 years, over 100 years of experience. They've cracked the code to getting better sleep, which starts with one, asking the right questions so that they can get the right mattress for you. And two, they put it all together with premium materials. Their unique two-piece design that no one else has makes everything else from the purchase to when you're ready to throw it away in like 10 plus years. Visit www.engineersleep.com or call for a free sleep consultation. We've partnered up with them to get you 10% off. That's up to $250 off. That's a lot of freaking money. And 2 free pillows. On top of that as well, if you just use a promo code T2F on your next purchase, the letter T, the number 2, the letter F. These guys crush it. They have a 5-star Google rating and are all their products are 100% American designed and made. Don't sleep on this offer. Punny. Get in touch with the folks at Engineer Sleep for better sleep and a better life. Great people at Engineer Sleep. Now we're going to get into weekly picks. We give you a little bit of a preview for you guys that are early birds and tune into this live show. Give you a little preview on who you guys voted for on Instagram. So Instagram, just search at Time2Football. Follow us on there, and every Wednesday night we come out with polls, weekly polls on and take a poll on who you guys think is going to win this week. So we're going to show you the results. I'm going to narrate over this, show you the graphics, show you the results, and then I'm going to get back to you guys after I do that. So go ahead and check this out. We've got a good one to kick off week 5. The Los Angeles Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. 2 high-powered offenses collide, yet Russell Wilson and the Seahawks have averaged just 18 points a game when they faced the Rams last year. According to the polls on Instagram, 72% are favoring the Rams to win, while 28% have the Seahawks. We're going to go with the viewers and pick the Rams to win by 3. Be sure to set your alarm on Sunday morning. The Jets and the Falcons hop across the pond to London. New York is coming off a huge upset against the Tennessee Titans, while the Falcons want to shake off last week's heartbreaker to Washington. You think that the Falcons will shake off that heartbreaker? 62% favor the Falcons, while the Jets are favored by 38% on Instagram. We also take the Falcons to win by 7. 2 NFC North teams that have struggled to pick up wins, but have made it tough on their opponents this season. The Detroit Lions versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Lions continue to play with passion, while the Vikings continue their narrative of losing by just 1 possession. Looking at the polls, we're going to be taking the Vikings to win this game, 86%, while the Lions are going to win, according to 14% of you. We also take the Vikings, side with the viewers, to win by 17. The New Orleans Saints versus the Washington Football Team. The Saints tend to have their ups and downs and look to be more consistent in their play. Meanwhile, Washington's defense is still struggling to get back to their 2020 form. And looking at the polls, we think that the Washington defense is going to continue to struggle. 70% are favoring the Saints, while 30% favor the football team. We take the Saints to win by a field goal. The New England Patriots travel to NRG Stadium to take on the Houston Texans. Though the Patriots fell short last week, Bill Belichick proved he can game plan against anyone. The Texans, on the other hand, are searching for any sort of optimism with David Mills. And we think that optimism is not going to happen this week. 19% favoring the Texans, while 81% like the Patriots to win this game. We also side with the Patriots to win by 16. 2 Florida teams with different perspectives going into this game. The Miami Dolphins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Despite the injuries, the Bucs continue to be one of the best in the NFL. For the Dolphins, it's hard to imagine them struggling even more on offense, but this could be one of those games. Looking at the polls, we agree that the Dolphins are going to continue their struggles this year, 13% favoring them, while 87% favor the Buccaneers. We take the Bucs to win this by big, by 24. Could this be a potential shootout? The Green Bay Packers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The Packers have shown no signs of slowing down since their Week 1 anomaly. The Bengals, believe it or not, are also 3-1, so don't count them out. But looking at the polls, we're going to be counting them out by a huge margin. 80% favor the Packers to win, while the Bengals at home are only favored by 20%. We're going to side with the Packers to win this game by 9. A defensive game could be brewing between the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Teddy Bridgewater's status seems to be the key factor for a Broncos victory. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh's offense wants to forget about last month and move on. Looking at the polls, the struggles are going to continue for the Pittsburgh offense. Only 29% are favoring the Steelers, while the Broncos are favored to win by 71% of you. There's a reason why the Steelers are ranked higher in our power rankings, and we believe that they're going to beat the Broncos by 10. After suffering their first loss last week, the Panthers will host the Philadelphia Eagles. Sam Darnold's legs have been a driving force for this offense, and the same could be said with Jalen Hurts, though both teams have two completely different seasons. And looking at the polls, we're favoring the Panthers at home 74%, while 26% are favoring the Philadelphia Eagles. We're taking the upset, but we believe it's going to be close. We take the Eagles to win by 1. AFC South battle between the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's just say both teams are trying not to let the past distract them. The Titans with losing to one of the worst teams last week, while the Jaguars dealing with the stories involving their head coach. And looking at the polls, the Titans are favored to win 85%, while 15% are favoring the last ranked team in our power rankings, the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to take the Titans to win by 14. Fans or no fans, the Chargers continue to get it done, as this week's challenge will be the Cleveland Browns. Both teams are 3-1, with each loss within 4 points or less. One of the best run games against one of the best pass games. Looking at the polls, 62% are favoring the Chargers to win, while 38% favor the Browns. We take the Chargers to stay atop the AFC West and win by 6. It's his job to lose. The official starting quarterback of the Bears, Justin Fields, visits the 3-1 Las Vegas Raiders. Khalil Mack's first revenge game didn't work out years ago, as he hopes for a different outcome this time around. The Raiders suffered their first loss last week, but continue to roll on offense. We think that they're going to continue to roll on offense. 75% of you are favoring the Raiders, while 25% favor the Bears. We take the Raiders to win by 8. The only undefeated team remaining, the 4-0 Arizona Cardinals, take on the San Francisco 49ers. Rookie quarterback Trey Lance might be getting his first NFL start this week. Arizona is led by MVP favorite Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray is going to continue to dominate in this game, according to you guys on Instagram. 79% take the Cardinals, 21% take the 49ers. We take the Cards to win by 18. NFC East Classic between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Not only was last week New York's first win, but it was a big one at that. For the Cowboys, they put week 1 behind them and look to win their 4th straight game. Looking at the polls, we think that's going to happen. 78% favor the Cowboys, 22% favor the Giants. We agree with the viewers and are going to pick the Cowboys to win by 10. Sunday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. 2 top 7 teams in our power rankings. 2 high-powered offenses whose quarterbacks seem to be bulletproof. This should be a good one. Looking at the polls, it's kind of more even. 56% are favoring the Chiefs, while the Bills, even though they're higher in our power rankings, only 44% are favoring them to win. We're going to side with the viewers and pick the Chiefs to win, but it's going to be a close one. Win by 2. And finally, Monday Night Football between the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. It took some time, but the Colts finally got their first win last week. Lamar Jackson continues to do it all in the air and on the ground. We think that's going to continue for the Baltimore Ravens. 83% favor the Ravens to win, while 17% are siding with the Colts. And that is your weekly picks for Week 5 of the 2021 NFL season. Now, we get into viewer questions. Those picks, by the way, I think we agreed last couple of weeks. We've been agreeing with a lot of them, with a lot of what the fans say. Now, upsets happen in the NFL all the time, so we are destined to be wrong. But that's why I picked like the Eagles to win. Who was another one that I chose? I think the Steelers over the Broncos was another one that I think is going to be an upset. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. Viewer questions for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and, by the way, at one point we had 60 people tuning into this live stream, which is the most during a daily show. We actually broke the live stream record this past Sunday when we did a fantasy football Q&A. That was 92 people that tuned in at once. So 60 people right now currently tuning in. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And this is a segment where you get to leave your fantasy football questions. I'm going to spend the next 5-10 minutes or so just answering your questions. So go ahead and leave those comments, and I'll get to you. So let me start from the top and let me see who I can get to. Just kind of reward you guys for getting in here early. So, CHB, I already, yeah, Zach Ertz for sure. You also said, I'm sorry, good morning. Thank you for acknowledging me for being a loyal listener. Dude, I'm not upset. Not upset. We're all good. We're all good. I was just joking. I shouldn't have said that. It kind of came across kind of mean. I don't have any problem, honestly, answering fantasy football questions. It doesn't matter. I'm sexually frustrated. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My hot brunette wife takes care of that. Ron T, Damian Williams, Samaje Perine, or Alex Collins if they're all the starters. PPR. See now, hey, you were able to pick up all three, dude. That deserves a round of applause. You picked up all three handcuffs of the three top running backs that got hurt. That's amazing, and that's a great problem to have. Now, okay, to answer your question, my order would be Damian Williams, Alex Collins, Samaje Perine. Samaje Perine is a bust. I don't think that, dude, I think he's only going to get like 12 carries max in this game. I think they're going to give a little bit more time to Chris Evans to see what he's capable of on the ground. Samaje Perine is very underrated. I like him as a runner, but it's going to be a shootout between the Packers and the Broncos, I feel like, and Chris Evans is going to be the Giovanni Bernard kind of guy for the Cincinnati Bengals, if you will. So Damian Williams would be top of my list. He's going to have a 3-down role. Khalil Herbert, yeah, maybe he'll get like a few touches here and there, but Damian Williams. Jose Gonzalez, trade away Kelsey and Sterling Shepard for Aaron Jones and Mike Gesicki. Yes. Aaron Jones, Mike Gesicki. Dude, wide receiver 2 and tight end are the two positions in fantasy football where you have to care the least about, and you'll be fine. Just because wide receiver 2, the position is just so deep that you can get away with drafting someone late, like Michael Williams, Deebo Samuel, Jamar Chase, Corey Davis, Brandon Cooks. Start them as your weekly wide receiver 2 because they're having great seasons. Whereas, and tight ends as well, just because there's only like 5 tight ends that you would start because everybody else is in the same boat as you outside of that. So, Aaron Jones and Mike Gesicki, you take a dip in tight end, but that's okay. Mike Gesicki is not bad. To get an RB1, I would love that. Absolutely love that. I like both New England tight end Hunter getting more deep route. Okay, yeah, Smith being more worked in the short game might be the main target in the goal line. Yeah, dude, I had Jonnu Smith on my team for the longest time. I actually traded for him. I traded David Johnson for Jonnu Smith, like before week 1 started. And I gave him a shot. I gave him 3 weeks, and it did not work out. I eventually upgraded to Mark Andrews through a couple of trades. But, yeah, Smith, man. I don't know. I'm not confident in the pass offense with Smith sharing with Hunter Henry. Jacoby Myers seems to be dominating the targets. Dude, honestly, if Jacoby Myers and Damian Harris are the only Patriots that I would own in that offense. Other than that, I don't know, dude. It's a weak position, so if that's your only option, then sure, but whatever. NFL overview. Start Stafford or Cousins. You got to go with Stafford, dude. Always got to go with Stafford. Stafford is having a marvelous season. Last week, don't worry about that. Don't worry about last week. But besides that, Stafford against the Seahawks, oh yeah. Octavio, morning. Jonathan, good morning, y'all. Joey, need 2 wide receiver for this week. I got Tyler Boyd, Robert Woods, Marvin Jones, Cortland Sutton. Gosh, Hassan, English. Cortland Sutton and Laviska Shenault. Laviska Shenault, I think, is going to take over as the wide receiver 1 in Jacksonville. And then Tyler Boyd. I go with Tyler Boyd. Jair Alexander is going to be out. Joe Burrow has to pass this ball a lot with Joe Mixon out as well and to keep up with the Green Bay Packers. So Boyd and Shenault. Russ or Daniel Jones, I'm just saying, commented. Russ has not had the best history with the or against this Los Angeles Rams team. If I had to choose, dang, that's a hard one. Because at one point, you don't want to sit Russell Wilson, but then at the other point, the matchup for Daniel Jones and how he's been looking with his floor, I'm going to leave it to you. If you're feeling risky, if you're facing someone that is 3-1, 4-0, high scoring team, and you're going to have to take some shots, go with Daniel Jones. Now, if you're facing someone that's 0-4, 1-3, and you need more of like a safe player, it'd be Russell Wilson. But it's hard. It's hard. That's my opinion. I know that doesn't help that much, but safe route, Russell Wilson. High risk, high reward, Daniel Jones. Who would you try to receive by trading Darren Waller? I'm in need of a wide receiver or running back, full PPR. Okay, for Darren Waller, well, he's a top 2, top 3 tight end. Let's go with if you need a running back, don't sell yourself short. I know running backs are a little bit more valuable in fantasy football. So if you have to dip down to get like a running back 2, like a Joe Mixon who's hurt right now, like package Darren Waller for Joe Mixon or Chris Carson and like another tight end, just so you have that tight end position covered, like Dalton Schultz or like Mike Gesicki or whoever, then I would go for it. But other than that, I'm getting a spam call. Hello? Hello?
Hi, am I talking to Hassan?
Hassan, yes.
Hi, this is Kelly, and I'm calling you from Nissan Dealer Services in regards to your vehicle. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Kelly. I am not interested.
Okay, you have a good day.
You too. Bye. I can say this because I'm brown, but her name is not Kelly. Anyways. Yeah, Darren Waller. I would trade, try to get a package out of it. Like a running back that's hurt right now, Chris Carson, Joe Mixon, David Montgomery, and a lesser tight end. So you have the tight end position covered, like Dalton Schultz, Mike Gesicki. Yeah, that's what I would try to do. Trade away Darren Waller. Ron T, good morning. Should we put any stock into Brandon Bolden to take over the James White role, or do you think eventually he gets supplanted by J.J. Taylor and Ramondre Stevenson? I wouldn't put that much stock into Brandon Bolden, but he would be an ad on my bench, just in like 12 team leagues or more to put in some more depth. But I think J.J. Taylor eventually is going to be the backup and is going to emerge eventually in that role. Miguel, good morning from Puerto Rico. How you doing, dude? Kyle Pitts or Noah Fant? This is from Dylan Hay. I would roll with Noah Fant, just more reliable. I like the matchup with Kyle Pitts, but I'm going to have to roll with Noah Fant in that instance. And Savvy, good morning. Would you start Alex Collins over Gibson, Edmonds, or Damian Harris? No. Out of all three, I would honestly start Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds has been beautifully reliable in fantasy football. So I would roll with Chase Edmonds. My second after that would be Antonio Gibson. I like Alex Collins a lot, though. I really do. So hold on to him. Drums, please, Fab. You said Buenos Dias Primo. I've got AJ Smith. Okay, so I read your other comment where you said, I meant to say AJ Brown, but I was saying Smith while you were typing. So AJ Brown, Brandon Cooks, and Devontae Smith. I need your thoughts on choosing two of those three this week, unfortunately. LOL. Oh, man. Okay. Brandon Cooks for sure against New England. Maybe it's a revenge game. Maybe he's motivated. But, dude, come on. Like, double-digit targets in every game except one. Got to go with Brandon Cooks. Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown? If A.J. Brown can roll, I'd go with A.J. Brown. Paul, I need two wide receivers to start out of these options. Mike Williams, Antonio Brown, Cortland Sutton, Emmanuel Sanders, or Allen Robinson, or Michael Pittman. Wow. Okay, two wide receivers out of that. Got to go with Michael Williams, who's having an amazing season. Got to go with I'm going to go with Emmanuel Sanders and what's going to be a high-scoring offense, high-scoring game. Brian, hey, buddy, Mac Jones or Winston this week? Appreciate it. I don't like either one. But I would roll with Mac Jones. Mac Jones out of home. Good morning, Damian Williams or Edmonds. This is from Sandra. Flex PPR, both are in your start video, but I can't sit. Can't sit Patterson. Thoughts? Okay. Edmonds. I love Chase Edmonds, dude. The smart fantasy football owners that have Chase Edmonds are not going to trade him away, but the fantasy football owners that have Edmonds and don't know the name value, and it's like, oh, he's not a big name. Yeah, take advantage of that. Get Chase Edmonds. So I'd start Chase Edmonds. You guys are commenting a lot. We got 79 people tuning in. 79 people. This is a record for a daily show. It's amazing. I appreciate it. I really do. So thank you. Continue to tune in. Diego Ortiz, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Wilson, over or under 25 completion? I actually looked at this yesterday because on Prize Picks, one of our sponsors, you could pick overs and unders, which if you want to click and win some money, the link is in the description. Use the promo code T2F. They match your deposit. But Wilson is 24.5, I think, on Prize Picks. Am I picking over or under? I'm picking under, dude. I'm not that confident, but I'm picking under because the last two games that he had against the LA Rams, I think 22 pass completions in one game, and then, gosh, I want to say like 20 in the other last year. So I'm picking under that, dude. I'm picking under. I lost my spot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and scroll over, just kind of check around, dude. There's 87 people tuning in right now. There's 87 people. We're already 8 minutes over our time. I'm just gonna keep on getting. I'm just gonna roll with this because you guys are loving the segment. So I'm just gonna continue to answer questions. Why not? Why not? Maybe for like the next 5 minutes or so. Ridley versus CD Lamb, Hassan. That's a good problem. Sark Artist. I learned how to say that just last week. Ridley versus CD Lamb. Dude, if Amari Cooper can't go, I'd go CD Lamb. But that's a good problem to have. If Amari Cooper can go and he's active, then I would start Calvin Ridley. But I mean, both would be starts for me. But what else do we've got? Fantasy catch-up. Sorry to bother. Dude, no. You're not bothering anyone. This is what the segment is for. But I got offered Nick Chubb and Deontay Johnson for CMC. Should I pull the trigger? Oof. I mean, if you're desperate at wide receiver, sure. But if you have your wide receivers covered, nah. CMC is almost a guaranteed 20 points a game. Nick Chubb recently with Kareem Hunt on the rise. Nah, I wouldn't do it. What else? What else we got? This is from Fantasy Catch Up as well. Okay, got offered Calvin Ridley and Saquon Barkley for A-Rob, Robert Woods, and DeAndre Swift. Nah. No. Oh, you get Ridley and Barkley? Oh, yeah. Ridley and Barkley in that trade, for sure. Swift is the only one out of A-Rob and Woods that I like. He looks like he's just a guy that's trying to get rid of wide receivers based off of the name value. I don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Let me scroll a little bit up. Jonathan, how are we feeling about Hubbard? I want to love him, but he does not have a receiving game. Is he a must start this week? I have him down as a must start, dude. I have him down as a must start. Now, he's losing work to not just Royce Freeman, but DJ Moore, of all people, that's lining up in the backfield. I mean, obviously, if CMC can go, then no. But if CMC can't go, I'm still going to roll with against the Philadelphia Eagles, who've been just gushed by the run game this year, by the likes of Ezekiel Elliott and so many more. Yeah, I would go with Chuba Hubbard. I'd be okay with that. Manny, drop Tyler Higbee for Zach Ertz, full PPR rest of the season. Nah. It sucks. But Tyler Higbee is... actually... Nah, Tyler Higbee is a hold for me. I know it sucks. He hasn't been that good as many people expected. But I'd hold on to Tyler Higbee over Zach Ertz for sure. We are running a little late, so I'm going to answer 2 more. But just to let you guys know, we have these fantasy football questions that we answer every day on the show. TJ Hawkinson or George Kittle, full PPR. This is from Fantasy Catch Up again. I mean, TJ Hawkinson did not practice, so I'd go with George Kittle, even if TJ Hawkinson suits up. George Kittle. Marwin, who is fair to trade in order to get D-Hop? Oh, you're going to have to cough up a bit. Hey, if someone is in need of running backs, because there's a lot of people that are in need of running backs, and you can get rid of like a Chris Carson, who's going to see his work going down, Chris Carson. Or if David Montgomery, who's going to be out for the next 4 to 5 weeks. If you want to get rid of him, sure. DeAndre Hopkins, but you're going to have to cough up a bit. So it's going to suck to lose a running back, but that's what I would do. Let's go ahead and cut this live stream. We have been running a little bit long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. Now, there was a little bit of confusion. Yesterday on the show, I said that I have an interview coming up with Arch Manning, the nephew of Eli and Peyton. So I'm going to be flying out to New Orleans, Nolens, getting that interview with him. But that's going to sacrifice Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday show. That wasn't this week. That's next week. So next week, Thursday, Friday, and Wednesday. Wednesday and Thursday for sure. Friday is still up in the air. I won't be able to do those shows. But, yeah, be on the lookout, though. Arch Manning interview coming on this channel next week. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you guys aren't already subscribed. And continue to ask your fantasy football questions. Join the Discord in the description. And comment on the Fantasy Football Starts and Sits videos. Enjoy Thursday Night Football.